Welcome back to Shop Quinky. My name is Moxie Rose. I am the in-house educator and spokesperson for Shop Quinky. Our next VIP maker is the owner and operator of Medieval Linx. I got a chance to sit down and talk to Cory about his company, about the products that he makes. And what started as just a simple business of making necklaces for friends became a full-fledged business of making day collars that has found a lot of success, particularly in the pup community. Let's meet the maker.
Hi, I am
Moxie. Hi, I'm Cory.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm so excited for this. I was reading through your questionnaire and I was going to look at all your stuff because I wanted to see what you were making.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Thank you.
This will be the first time that a lot of people will have heard of you. This is your first, interview for Shop Quinky. So, Cory, tell us who you are. Tell us what you make.
So my name is Cory, and I'm the owner and operator of medievallinx.com. Started in 2012, just as a hobby. Actually, I saw a friend. He was making chainmail, but he was using the rubber rings instead of just the chainmail itself. And I was like, hey, that's a really neat idea. I love this. So he made me something, and I'm like, hey, I wonder if I can do this myself. So I was like, I'm going to give it a try. And then so I went to my local craft store, and they had a starter kit, and I just started off with a very basic Byzantine weave, and it just kind of escalated from there.
So have you ever had any experience making chainmail anything before this?
No, and it's a crazy thing. I picked it up and I looked at it and it's like, so I'm looking, and so I started doing a bunch of research online, going to different websites, trying to find different things, and just kind of went from there and, started tinkering away.
So, I love that. So I think when a lot of people hear chainmail, I think what most obviously jumps to people's head is full chainmail, Knights of the Round Table kind of thing. So what do you make with your chainmail?
So my chainmail, I primarily focus on collars, necklaces, bracelets, and anklets. So that's pretty much where I leave it at. But I mean, I'll try and come up with different weaves. I actually came up with my own weave. So it's something.
Oh my gosh, that's one of your pieces. I just noticed that you had that on. Oh my God, that's so pretty.
Yeah, so this one here it's a variation of what's called round mail. I don't know if you can really see it. If not, I'll take it off.
Back up just a hair. There we go. Now we can see it. Yeah.
That's much better? Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I call this one, it's called dragon mail because it's actually a variation of a round mail, but it's in a triangular shape. No one else makes it. So I've actually sold so many of them, primarily to the pup community because they just love the collar. It's just because it's so durable, but it's also so light, right? So you don't have that heaviness of it and so forth. But yeah, it's I was just trying one day. I was like, hey, I really love round mail. But I was like, what happens if I take a small ring and a large ring and merge them? And this is what we came up with.
The clasp that you have on that. Show me that, lift that clasp up again.
So the clasp that I use, this is primarily what I use for my collars. So it's it's a horseshoe ring.
I was going to say, it almost kind of looks like the horseshoe septum, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit, basically, yeah. So, but it's got the horseshoe, and then I will actually have the full infinity rings as well. But I also offer CBRs and so forth, too, if you want to do that. Or your traditional padlock, if they want something more traditional.
At what point does this go from that you saw this, thing that somebody else created that you're like, ooh, I kind of want to know if I can do this, and you start creating this with chainmail, at what point does it link up with the kink community? Was that always the intention, or was there a bit of a roadmap to get there?
So surprisingly enough, it didn't start off in the kink community for me. It actually started off at work, which was kind of funny.
What do you do for work? Because now we have to know.
Oh, okay. So at the time I was an assistant dispatcher for a cab company, and I actually still work there. But I was on grave shift, and oh my God, it was such a snooze because, it's overnight.
Yeah.
So I wanted something to do that I could do while I was at work and not interfere with me actually working, because I could just put it down and go from there. And yeah, so I started making it at work. And then as I was making it at work, coworkers were seeing it and they're like, hey, I love your stuff. Can I buy some? And so I was like, you sure can. So I started off just selling to coworkers, and then I was like, okay, well, let's take this a little step further and see if I can actually make it a business.
When you first started selling, you're selling to like coworkers and friends.
Yeah.
Did you struggle at all in the beginning with like setting a price for your art? Because I know a lot of people struggle with doing that with their own people. They feel like they want to give them a discount or like, no, let me
hmm
make it for you. So did you ever struggle with that, or did you always kind of like, okay, here you go, I'll sell it to you for this?
So when I first started out, I didn't really know what to charge because I'm like, I don't know. Like, this is
Yeah.
like, it's something I make, and okay, it takes me this long to make it. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I kind of had to ballpark it there for a little bit. So I'm like, okay, I'll sell a bracelet for X amount of dollars or whatever, and so forth. And then I thought, you know what? Let's actually break this down. How much time is it taking me? And I actually now have a full price um, evaluation that I use. So like I actually did a price sheet. I broke it down into cost of materials, time. So I was actually paying myself so that, it wasn't just, a hobby kind of thing.
Yeah.
So now I break it down into length of the bracelet or collar or whatever it is I'm making. And so each price is going to be slightly, a little bit more for the longer lengths and the more
Yeah.
difficult ones. So,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
yeah.
I think that you kind of effortlessly described one thing that is a huge struggle for a lot of people, like
Yeah.
makers, content creators, like whoever it is, like
Oh, yeah.
setting a price to your art, like, and being able to do it as a like almost like a spreadsheet where
hmm
you have like the cost that it, what you're paying, how to pay yourself out of that. Like
Yeah.
that's something that a lot of people I think struggle with, and it does not sound like that was a huge struggle for you, that was kind of like a, okay, cool, let me start doing this. So
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
what was the struggle for you when turning this into a business?
Well, when you look at it, like trying to figure out, like, let's see here. Let me grab something. Okay, so like I said, this one in particular is the dragon spine collar. So I'm looking at it going like, okay, this will probably take me about 6 hours to 7 hours to make.
Mm.
So when you're trying to look at it and going, well, how much should I charge for this? I'm like, I don't know. So it's just like, so I actually figured it out. Like I actually timed myself
Wow.
and by inch of how long it would take me to like weave it together. And then I figured out, okay, well, if it takes this much time per inch, then, and then calculate it over that and do it in Google spreadsheets. And yeah, it's just like, I,
There's there's so much overlap with like that just attention to detail, like where you just
right,
know that that's like a neurodivergent brain, and there's so much overlap in this world, like that right there. You're gonna have so many audience members just like, yeah, oh my god,
right.
so true.
Well, I think the biggest issue too, when it comes down to it, is people don't understand how much time and effort it takes to make chainmail in itself. Because obviously there are certain ones that are take way less time. Like this one's here, just a spiral weave, right? Obviously, that one's going to take way less time than something more complicated like the dragon spine, right?
Yeah.
So to have people kind of figure out that, hey, well, can I get this for like, you know, $30? And I'm like, do you realize that took me 6 hours to make? Like,
And they try to haggle you over something that they
and
don't
it's like
really
I
understand why
don't
it costs more.
mind. Like
Yeah.
I will haggle a little bit, but I look at my price and go, hey, okay, this is what it should be. Okay, maybe I'll knock like $10 off or something if it's somebody I
Yeah.
know or whatever, but
Yeah.
or a repeat customer that's bought in several from me, and it's like, okay, I don't mind giving you a little bit of a discount. It's it's valuing yourself in the stuff that you make, right? So
Yeah.
at least that's how I see
No.
it.
I think that's how everybody should see it, because
Yeah.
it's your time, and it's not just the materials, it is your
hmm
time, it is the design of it, it's the attention to detail too. Like you could probably shave off some of that time and just slap it together. But like, is it going to be a quality that you're proud of? Probably not.
Yeah.
And like, that's the thing that like, do you want it? It's like the people are like, I could get that tattoo done for like half the price
Right?
of my cousin's garage. It's you're like, yeah, but do you want to?
Yeah. Do you want it to look like crap, or do you want it to look like a good product?
Is it gonna be worth, like, it's an investment. It is an investment.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think one of the big things too that gets me to, especially with chainmail, is because when you're opening and closing the rings, I like to have that seamless look, because my perfectionist in me says I need to provide you with a product you are going to be happy with and what I'm going to be happy with. And if I'm not happy with it, I'm not sending it your way, because that's just not right.
Which is kind of a vicious cycle anyway, because an artist is always going to notice the details that nobody else would have seen, that like, had you not pointed it out, we never would have seen it, but you're like, it's all I can see.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
So is it the dragon spine? Is that what it's called?
Yes. So
dragon spine. So that's your most popular product.
Correct. Yeah, that's the one that I've sold. Well, I've sold quite a lot of those ones. Yeah, but
is it your favorite to make?
I would have to say yes. I actually really enjoy making it, because even though it is a more complicated weave, it's still actually fairly quick to ring together. It's the start that gets you, because you got to get that first part going, and then once you get that going, and then once you actually have like an inch of the chainmail going, then it's like not so bad. It's like,
so after a little over 10 years of doing this, you can kind of like no brainer just like throw this together. Going from where you were doing like flea market stuff, where you were kind of getting your product out there but not necessarily overlapping with like the kink scene yet, how do you find your way into that? How does this end up over there?
So it wasn't actually until I started going to my local gay bar, and I started meeting, a variety of people, and I ended up, getting into the pup scene. And that's really where it escalated, was like, I met all of these wonderful people, and they're like, hey, you make chainmail, do you make collars? And I'm like, I could. And so it just kind of went from there. Like, I showed, some simple weaves and so forth. Well, actually, I think it was my dragon spine ones that I was showing off. And people are like, I love that. I want that. And so all of a sudden I had all these pups coming at me going, hey, can I get one of those? That's the one thing I love too about the kink community, is they're so open about it. Well, generally open about it. But just the level of love that I get from it, and like, I've had so many repeat customers calling back and saying, hey, can I get this one? Can I get it in this style? Can I get these colors? And I'm just like, absolutely, like, why not? And I've just recently started adding in the different pride flags. Like, I added in the BDSM one, the leather one, puppy pride. I'm throwing in the trans one. I'm also adding in the leather, latex, and rubber pride. Just getting all those funky ones in there, because
I love it. I love the like leather and latex pride done in like a metal jewelry piece.
I absolutely wish I could get colored metal, but it's like the only colors I can get are in the aluminum, which is fine. But like, I mean, I also have like stainless steel and stuff like that. So if you want like a more durable, like, I can give you a little bit of a tug benefit on it. Like, you want more, not just a day collar, you want something more to get right into the kink, then I definitely have that too. And then if you want something that's a little more fancy, I also have sterling silver, but that's a little pricey. So
I was gonna say that's probably so pretty. Like, all of the way that weave happens and like how that would catch the light is probably just like stunning.
It would be. It's very sparkly. Let's just say.
Yeah, that's so. So all of the princesses listening, just
right,
up there.
Exactly. The princesses, you should look at that sterling silver. You'll love it.
You're like, okay, so I totally know what I'm gonna go shopping for when you get your storefront up, because like, already.
Right?
And I know that the pup community, like, that does not surprise me, because I know from my friends that are involved in that community, one of the things that they really like looking for are the collars that that can be a day collar for them.
Yep.
And their day collar, they want it to be a little more like on the nose, but not quite, huge, big thing.
Exactly.
And sometimes they're just not even, it's not that they want to hide it. They just cannot wear something like that with whatever they do for work, danger, anything else. And having something that literally looks like a pup collar, because we've seen like the metal ones in like in an authenticity way that like, okay, yeah, but you see metal dog collars. So like, why wouldn't you see a metal one for a pup? And I kind of love that, like, it literally has that look to it while still very much being like decorative, very under the radar. Just you absolutely would look right past it. But everybody else that knows is like, hey.
Right? I know what's going on.
That's
exactly, right?
So are you now becoming like known in your local kink scene for being like the person that makes these?
Yeah. So, I mean, ever since I connected with the pup community, they're really good about coming to me. Like, because there isn't really anybody else in Edmonton that actually sells them. So they know, like, if one person has got my collar, they're like, hey, where did you get that? And they're like, go to this guy. He knows what he's talking about. So it's great with, especially word of mouth. People are so awesome when it comes to that. They're like, hey, I love his collars. Go see this guy. He'll help you out.
Are you going to be selling on Shop Quinky? Are you planning on selling kind of mostly the day collars, or do you kind of want to keep it to like everything that you've been doing, the bracelets, the anklets, the necklaces, the day collars, everything?
I think I'd love to keep it open for anybody that wants anything. So if they're looking for a bracelet that would signify as their day collar, opposed to having a full necklace, or like an actual collar, then hey, great. Because some people don't want to wear something around their neck. Some people do, like my partner, he hates anything around his neck. So, he'd probably be more open to wearing a bracelet or maybe even an anklet. So I think because that would be a little bit more low key. For people that are working in certain areas where it's like, I don't know if I can show that off.
Right. So. Yeah, because it looks even less like something like, the necklace, it kind of flies under the radar anyway, but a bracelet and especially an anklet are really going to fly low key. I think in part because there's even people in the community who don't really realize that that's an option as far as day collars, that the collar does not necessarily have to sit around the neck, so it really flies under the radar. I definitely like that you want to kind of bring everything over to Shop Quinky, because that is, you're right on the, like, whether you want it to be kind of a low-key day collar as a bracelet or an anklet or something like that, for the sake of having it kind of not catch attention, or like you said, just sensory stuff. Like, just I am very used to this. My partner wears the key to this, but it usually hangs very low. He got himself a new chain, and it's like the tiniest little ball string chain, like the tiniest little dainty thing, and it sat up like this. And I thought he was going to claw out of his skin. He's like, it's too tight. It's too tight. Yeah. I'm like, you are acting like it is choking you. Just take it off. It's fine. Like, oh my God. I know in the questionnaire that we had you fill out, one of the things that you said that you struggled with this business for you in particular was the networking part of it, the just like being comfortable kind of promoting yourself, but also through that and part of that, the taking the pictures and posting on social media and having that presence and the marketing and like all of that. So are you finding that that's still a struggle for you? Like, is that part of how you ended up with Shop Quinky, is kind of the, please help with this?
I would have to say yes. Like, I mean, I love social media as a consumer.
Yeah, no, when it becomes a job, it's different. Yeah.
But that was the biggest struggle for me, is the networking and trying to come up with ideas of new ways to present my collars and bracelets and necklaces and everything to people, and then coming up with ideas of captions to do this. And it was turning into a full-time job on top of the job that I already had. So I'm like, and when I saw you guys were like, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start Shop Quinky. We're going to be like, well, better than Etsy, I should say. Yeah. And, and you're like, well, we're going to look after the social media. And it's like, I'm so excited, right?
Because
And it's
honestly,
just
like
like,
I love doing that stuff, and I for whatever reason it comes very naturally to me. So I'm just like,
yeah,
oh my god, please let me help you.
I'm sure you saw the message that I sent when we initially, before we in the thing, is like, this is my first ever video that I've actually taken, and so forth. And like, I have to say, you've made this so easy so far. So
Good,
I,
good. Being like this is your first like time on camera like this,
mhm.
you are doing great. Like
Well,
there's
thank you.
you can totally tell when people get like nervous and it's like
Mm,
they like million miles an hour talk and they did like you are doing totally fine. You would never have known. You
well,
would never have known. Yeah.
I'm glad, because I was kind of worried, because I'm like, oh, trying to, prepare myself. I was like, how is this going to go? I'm not too sure. She didn't send questions. I'm like, okay, just calm down. You'll be fine. Even my partner's like, you're going to be fine. Just Moxie is great.
Exactly.
She is going to make this a breeze for you. So I'm like,
Because I
okay,
honestly, I
thank you.
could probably prepare questions, but like, I'm not even going to follow my own questions. I'm going to end up like, I love when it just free flows like an actual conversation.
Right. Well,
Like,
and that's what I told Ed. I was like, you know what? She's probably going to just have a conversation and we're just going to chit chat. I'm like,
yeah,
we're going to
yep,
go with that.
exactly. The unexpectedness of like this business, good or bad, good and bad. What were the things that you were like, you know what? I did not expect that, either bad or good or both.
About the business itself, I mean, just how much effort it was going to take. Like, because I just originally just started doing this as a hobby, as like, hey, I'm enjoying making these collars and so forth for coworkers and so forth. And then when I actually started looking at it and going like, okay, this is actually a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. And then when I started having to do social media, and I'm like, oh my God, why is this so
What have I done?
difficult? It's just so much. And you're just like, yeah. And like I said, that was, I would say, at least 98% of the reason why, as soon as I saw your post on TikTok, I'm like, they're doing what? It's like,
I love
I
it.
I am signing up. I am like
Yeah,
100% signing up, because I'm like, I love what they do, and I love that you guys take so much love in showing off everybody else's stuff, like especially the secret handcuffs, like, you know seeing you guys do little skits and so forth with them, and so forth, and just showing all the love for it. It shows that you actually care what you guys are doing, and it's not just, I'm just trying to make a bunch of money, and that kind of thing, right? Like, you
yeah,
guys are actually putting your time and effort into it. So yeah,
yeah,
it's awesome.
yeah. You work harder and you do better work when you truly believe in what you're doing. Because that you're right about that. The stress of like the marketing and stuff, and like because you take a lot of pride in what you're doing,
Yeah.
and you don't really get like I've worked for adult stores where like you were buying from major, big box company, distributors, even though it
Hmm.
was a small business you're working for, it's big box distributors. And so you never really get to see that part of it. But every single step of Shop Quinky has been interacting with just little like, mom and pop kind of shops that it's just that artist, that creator, their small business, their artwork that they're passionate about, and you get excited seeing them get excited about it, and
Hmm.
then they get excited seeing you get excited about it, and it's just it like just fuels that fire. And I kind of love that we just went, you know what? One website, all of you, sit down.
It's such a fabulous idea. Like, taking everything from, you know, like you said, how you guys were like, Etsy has screwed over so many people, and you're like, I want to make a place that's safe for everybody, and just the amount of love you guys put into it is just amazing. Like, where else takes this much pride in what you guys are doing? Like, because, you know, you're taking the time and effort to talk to the individual creators, content creators, makers, all of us, and actually getting to know us more, right? Whereas,
Yeah,
like, most companies are like, what's your product? And
yeah,
just sell it to me, and I'll just,
yeah,
sell your stuff, right? Whereas you guys are like, you're bringing us in. You're like, you're going to promote our stuff. You're going to talk to us, get to know us. And, you know, it's like a family, but, you know, still business.
It is. No, absolutely. And that is what I love about that like kink community kind of, element to it, is that it really has that community centered feel that like you
Absolutely.
could be in a room full of strangers, but like when you all know that you're part of that community, there's already this level of just like belongingness that like
Mm-hmm.
you know that you're where you're supposed to be. And that's what I kind of love kind of helping bring people into, is that like, yes, you belong here. Like from day collars to like you said, the crochet thing, the stuff that you're
Yeah.
like, nobody's going to be using this necessarily
Right.
as a toy.
Yeah.
But yes, it still belongs and you still deserve to be able to like, that still takes a while. That still takes that time. And I always have been able to sell people things from friends of mine, because it's like, oh my God, you would love these earrings that my friend made. She just started making these. Look at it. And you realize that it wasn't because of the product necessarily. The product was good no matter who you were talking to.
Yeah.
It reached a different level when you had that person just absolutely, you could tell they loved what they were talking about. They loved what they were like, you would actually love this product. Let me show
Mm-hmm.
you. Like you said, with like the pup community, that you're like, they just absolutely took to it, that it was like,
Yep.
oh my God, we love this. And then it just spreads from there because they tell people who they know will love it.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
just so
Yeah.
on.
If you have a great product and just one person in that community loves it, they're telling everybody.
Yeah.
So, and that was one of the other things I love too, that is you guys are asking if people want to collaborate. I was like, absolutely, 100%. I will totally collaborate with anybody
Yeah.
that wants to collaborate. Cause like, hey, if you're going to do your thing and you want to wear my stuff as well, I will absolutely totally be down for that.
Yeah,
You know,
well, because
so
especially like you said, that like you struggled with the like, oh my God, I got to take a new picture every time. I got to come up with a new caption every time. And
right.
then you have these content creators that they literally, that's what they're doing. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, here, you take this, you show this off for me. So tell everybody
Oh,
where they can find you, your social media, your website. Tell everybody just where, other than finding you on Shop Quinky, where else can they find you?
gotcha. Well, so you can find my website at medievallinx.com. But it's actually, I changed it. It's an X instead of a C. So it's medivlinx.com. And then,
All
so I'm
right.
also on Facebook, Instagram, and I think Blue Sky. So, I think I'm also on Pinterest, but I haven't really posted much on there for a really long time. So,
One last question before we go, and I say that, but like that, you and I have had this pattern so far of just like off on a tangent. So,
right.
what is the thing about Shop Quinky and like the launch of it? Like, if it just launched tomorrow, fully functional, your shop's up there, everybody else is up there. What's the thing that you are most looking forward to out of that?
I think just seeing how much love would be out there for, you guys showing our products and then people coming in because they saw our products from you guys and then coming to us and going, hey, we saw your stuff. I love it. I need it. And that would just warm my heart so much.
I love it. I love it. Well, and I totally thought of like the Discord when you were talking about like that you could just fly through like the chainmail, that you almost don't even have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Those like behind the scenes videos posted to like that part of the Discord, people would just go bananas for, because it's just so much fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I kind of love that that's an option for everybody too. So Cory, thank you so much for joining me. This is so fun.
I have to say this was the easiest video that I've ever had to make, even though it is
Yay!
my
Okay,
first
good.
video.
That means I'm doing my job well too. I'm glad. I'm so looking forward to you having your shop on Shop Quinky, because this
Me
is going to
too.
be absolutely a blast. So thank you very much.
As soon as you guys posted it, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely, I need to be a part of this. So
I love it.
yeah.
I love it so much. Thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to it.
I think this is going to be a phenomenal website for people to not only just connect, but just make friends and just have a great time.